Hi everyone, I am Ing Dong Chia. I am Microsoft MVP in Visual Studio and Development Technology. Today I'm going to talk about Learn Xamarin Absolute Beginners. Today agenda will cover application manifest, Android resources, and Android activity lifecycle. Application manifest. All Android apps have a manifest file commonly referred to as Android manifest.xml. The manifest file contains everything about the Android platform that an app needs in order to run successfully. It lists the library that the application must be linked. The following screenshots show a manifest file. The manifest contains application name. It refers to the title of your app. Package name. It is a unique name used to identify your app. Application icon. It is the icon displayed on the Android home screen for your app. Version number. It is a single number that used to show one version of your app is more recent than other. Version name. It is a user-friendly version string for your app that user will see your app setting and on the Google Play Store. The following code show an example of a version name. Minimum Android version. It is the lowest Android version platform which your application supports. In the above example, our minimum Android version is API level 16, commonly referred to as Jelly Bean. Darker Android version. It is the Android version on which your app is compiled against. Second, let's go for Android resources. When a Android project is created, there are some files that are added to the project by default. We call this default project file and folder as Android resources. Take a look at the following screenshot. The default Android resources include the following. Android manifest.xml file. It contains information about your Android application. Example, the application name, permission. Resources folder. Resources can be image, layout, string that can be loaded via Android resource system. Resources/drawable folder. It stores all the images that you are going to use in your application. Resources layout folder. It contains all the Android XML files that Android used to build user interface. The resources value folder. It contains XML files to declare key value pair for string and other types throughout an application. This is how localization for multiple languages is normally set up on Android. Resources.designer.cs. This file is created automatically when the Android project is created, and it contains unique identifiers that reference the Android resources. Main.activity.cs file. This is the first activity of your Android application and from where the main application assets are launched from. Resources file can be accessed programmatically through a unique ID which is stored in the resources designer.cs. The ID is content user a class. Call resources. Any resources added to the project is automatically generated inside the resource class. Let's go for demo. The following code shows how to create a grid view project containing 7 images. For the code, the 7 images are referenced in the class called drawable. These images are added programmatically. If a user adds another image to the project, it will also be added to the drawable class. The grid view content in the project is also added and stored in a class on its own. Each item contains the resources folder is automatically generated and stored in a class. And last, we're going to talk about Android activity lifecycle. When a user navigates through an Android app, a series of events occurs. For example, when a user launches an app, example, the Facebook app is start and become visible on the foreground to the user on create, on start, on resume. If another activity start, a phone call come in, then the Facebook app will go to the background and the call comes to the foreground. We now have two processes running, on pause, on stop. When the phone call ends, the Facebook app returns to the foreground. 3 methods are called, on restart, on start, on resume. There are 7 lifecycle processes in an Android activity. They include on create. It is called when the activity is first created. On start, it is called when the activity starts and becomes visible to the user. On resume, it is called when the activity starts interacting with the user. User input takes place at this stage. On pause, it is called when the activity runs in the background but has not yet been cleared. On stop, it is called when the activity is no longer visible to the user. On restart, it is called after the activity has stopped before starting again. It is normally called when a user goes back to a previous activity that had been stopped. On destroy, this is the final call before the activity is removed from the memory. The following illustration shows the Android activity lifecycle. The end of my presentation.